If the market is going down, a lot of traders and almost young, unexperienced traders who are trading the news telling, oh, we have the crash, the market is going down, the end is near. But at the end, only a few traders, and these are all experienced traders who have seen and understood the bigger picture, making the money. To which group do you want to belong to? Well, good afternoon. Here is a short update of Bitcoin and also 10 reasons why Bitcoin will rise much more higher, and now not only to 1 million, a lot of people are believing that it will go much more higher. And I'm not talking about novice traders, young traders, unexperienced, or people who have just heard something of technical analysis and making funny YouTube videos. I'm talking about experts. And who are those experts? These are people who we don't know. They are in behind and they have a lot of money. And I'm talking about billions and some trillions of dollars. They are supporting the Bitcoin, and they must have a reason why, because they are moving the markets. Well, currently the market now and on May the 20th is showing a price of 26,906, and the technical correction of the market we had during the last 5 days. The profit taking of the market is over, and now everybody is taking just this period. As you can see, I zoom it out in and make it a little bit bigger. People telling you, and you might have seen, oh God, we are now at the support, and this is the most important level, and the market will rise. If we go below that, we will forget all about this, friends. Forget all about this, because there are on low time frames. There are just on minutely, 30 minutes, or some hourly time frames. And to find the real support resistance, you need to go to the higher picture, daily in minimum and higher, weekly, monthly, yearly, and so on. And we see here, of course, we have here a support line, but we see where truly the market each time bounced back at around 26,700. The market bounced up immediately. Why? Because each time the market is coming down, we have low, nearly no volume, meaning the bulls are supporting the market. So we go now together on the bigger time frame. We go back and we see there at around 19,400 we have the first. I'm not talking about the main support, I'm saying the first important support. That means we have enough room, and yes, the market can come down, yes. And why it's making you scared? Because you have learned, or your teachers have told you, oh, go and make day trading. And what I'm telling you, exactly the opposite. Day trading is ruining your account. Day trading will destroy your account. Stop making day trading. Instead, go on bigger time frames and wait for a very good situation, and then put your money on the bigger time. Why? Because on bigger time frame, the most smart investors, the most smart and most powerful market participants, and much more traders are there who will support you if you are on the right trend and direction. Important is that you first have to determine the main trend, and you cannot never ever determine the trend on minutely, on the quarter an hour, on 30 minutes, on 2 hours or 4 hours. A minimum daily and higher. That's the major trend. Well, first of all, we need now to talk about some technicals and then tell you some fundamentals. as Bitcoin is expected to continue rising in value for several reasons. And the first very important reason is the limited supply. Bitcoin is like some commodities, very limited, meaning Bitcoin has a maximum supply of 21 million coins and its issuance is predetermined and decreases over time. So the scarcity creates a supply-demand dynamic that can drive up the price. And as the supply becomes increasingly scarce, the demand for Bitcoin may continue to grow, potentially leading to higher prices. That leads to our next very important fact, and that's increasing adoption, as Bitcoin has gained significant adoption over the years with individuals, institutions, right? I'm talking about very, very heavy institutions, right? The big investors, the banks that are making advertising, telling clients, come, we invest for you in EFTs and Bitcoin. Also, they are talking about, and even governments showing interest in and using Bitcoin as a form of payment, store of value, or also investment. And as adoption continues to expand, it can contribute to the long-term price appreciation for Bitcoin, meaning Bitcoin price will go up. And yes, as you can see, we had here, for example, a period where Bitcoin came down and went up, and came down and went up, meaning we had low highs and low lows. And in the period before, we had the Bitcoin, right? You said, take here. Also, if I zoom it in, the market came down and running higher, came down and running higher, meaning higher lows, higher highs. And that's exactly the main factor you need always to consider of, right? So we see here at our support line here, each time the market is coming down near of support, we have the very strong POCs. What is POC? Again, that's the most important point or location where 75% of the heavy volume of the whole market is traded, right? And this volume is traded by whom? By you, by me, by the banks, by hedge funds. None of us. This volume is traded by much more stronger and powerful market participants. There are not speculators, right? There are also some billionaires speculators who are in this market. They still are like you and me, little fishes. We are talking about really, really influential and powerful powers of this market, right? And the 10 to 15 biggest, most powerful institutions are leading the markets, right? We never know where they are, but we know their fingerprint, and that's the footprint of them where the POC is. And we see also the volume, right, is heavily traded at this consolidation. You look at this shift, very wonderful shift that is so big, right? The market came a little bit down, they bought again, and boom, the market ran higher. And exactly that will happen the next time too. So the next one is growing infrastructure, the infrastructure surrounding Bitcoin, such as cryptocurrency exchanges, custodial services, financial instruments like Bitcoin futures and options has been developing rapidly, and this growth in infrastructure provides increased accessibility and liquidity for Bitcoin, making it more attractive to a wider range of investors and potentially contributing to its long-term price appreciation. I say again, to its long term, not short term, right? In hourly or maybe 2 hourly or half an hour, the price coming down. We are here then on the short term side, and it has no meaning. Of course, if you are in the opposite direction, you will make losses. So wait until the low time frame is in sync with daily and weekly time frame, and then go in the market. If let's say like now, the daily time frame, the bigger picture is long. It's exactly long. Look at this. Low, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher highs, higher low, higher highs. The low comes down to the support, and then boom, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And this is exactly the phase. We have 3 different phases of the market, of the trend. We have the beginning of the trend or the new trend. Then we have the establishment of the trend and the trend change factor, where the market is so unsure that we may have a trend change here, or the prior direction of the market will continue. And exactly we had it here, right? So store of the value and hedge against inflation. Bitcoin is wonderful because it's decentralized nature and fixed supply, making it so attractive option to a store of value. So particularly in times of economic uncertainty, what we have currently since many weeks or months and even years, and then there are concerns about inflation. Bitcoin's potential to serve as a hedge against traditional financial assets and inflationary pressures can contribute to its long-term value. Then we have the technological advancements, as Bitcoin is built on blockchain technology, which continues to advance and evolve. So you can see that, for example, improvements in scalability and also privacy, security could enhance Bitcoin's utility and increase its long-term value proposition. Nevertheless, we have also institutional adoption, meaning that the continued adoption of Bitcoin by institutional investors, very big banks, right, hedge funds, corporations, capital managements, and can increase demand and potentially drive up the price. And institutional investors bring more capital and credibility in the market, which can have a positive impact on the price of the Bitcoin over time. Then the next factor is, for example, that the global economic conditions as Bitcoin's value can be influenced by macroeconomic factors such as monetary policy, inflation, geopolitical events, economic uncertainty. Then we have, for example, currency devaluations. That's exactly the same is happening now to the US dollar very soon. Or the hyperinflation in certain regions may increase the appeal of Bitcoin as a hedge or alternative store of value, so potentially leading to increased demand and very high prices. And a very important fact we are talking about, and we will talk about also in the future more about, is the regulatory developments. So the regulatory clarity and supportive frameworks can positively impact Bitcoin's price to protect the investors and traders too, right? People like you and me, for example. And if governments and regulatory bodies establish clear and also favorable regulations for cryptocurrencies, it can boost confidence among investors and drive this price much more higher. With other words, drive greater adoption. So Bitcoin is built on blockchain technology, right? We were talking about, and improvements in the underlying technology can enhance in this scalability, right? And as I said before, the advancements such as Lightning Network which aims to improve Bitcoin's transaction speed and cost effectiveness, could potentially drive broader and also broader adoption and increased demand. And now a very important, maybe the most important point about Bitcoin. This is the halving event, right? Halving event or halving, right? Making it hard 50%. The Bitcoin undergoes a halving event approximately every 4 years, right? Reducing the rate at which new coins are issued. So historically, these halving events have coincided the significant price increases as the reduced supply has the potential to drive it up. It's always important to see also that while making precision predictions about Bitcoin's price in the future is highly speculative, there are also a few fundamental factors that could potentially contribute to Bitcoin reaching $1 million and more in the next years. And as I told you, again, supply-demand dynamics, the limited number of Bitcoin, the government regulation and acceptance, clear and favorable regulations around Bitcoin and cryptocurrency by governments could provide more confidence and also more stability to the market. If governments worldwide adopt friendly regulations, it can lead to increased acceptance and mainstream adoption of Bitcoin and potentially driving up this price. Then we have the improved and being improved technological advancements and scalability solutions, like, for example, ongoing improvements in Bitcoin's underlying technology, the security, development of layer 2 solutions like the Lightning Network, right, climate, and never forget, it's essential to approach such price predictions with caution as the cryptocurrency market is highly volatile, right? You see here, we have been at around 27,000 and 25,000. You see some bigger time frames, and also on the shorter time frames, on the smaller time frames, right? So we have the same volatility and the same speed too. So what you need first of all is go on the bigger picture, see where we are now. We see here now the market has arrived now and is turning up and going higher. We have filters. You need your filters too to wait for the right timing. I'm telling you, the right timing. If the market is bullish on the weekly, is bullish on the daily, bullish on 4 hourly, bullish on 2 hourly, but is bearish on half an hour, don't go in the market. Wait. Patience, right? Patience is the key. And very, very important is put always stop loss, right? Protection of your capital is essential. If somebody is telling you, you don't need to put your stop because your stop gets hit, you make losses, then tore off, run away, because these people do tell you everything but not the truth. They are telling you lies. They don't want you to get rich, right? So they just want you to watch their channels, to follow their affiliates, to sell their products to you. So forget about it, because any seconds longer there, you will lose your money there. Always put your stop loss, always. And if you see you have a very wide logical stop loss point, then don't go in the market. Wait, right? Wait until the market calms down, right? Let's see here, for example, you want to go in the market and you say, no, the market is running higher. Yes, the market is running higher, but the point you needed to put your stop loss is so wide, but you see, after a while, the market came down exactly there, and they give you also better entry, much more better entry, right? You see here, and then here you could, for example, go into the market, and you see what happens. maybe taking profit or stay in the daily trend, right? Whatever you would have decided, right? And of course, on the daily time frame, some people would have now opportunity here to see, okay, I go short. Of course, it's possible, but I never do a counter trend. Why? Because on the daily trend, the market is more relaxed, but sometimes it will explode and wash away all these little and now unexperienced retail traders, and that's making me a little bit sad and also sometimes upset. Why? Because they don't understand how the market is running. So please, 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 please trend in the direction of the market. And I'm telling you, not the day traders, but the trend followers are making the big money, right? See all the statistic, right? The most day traders are giving me, yeah, during the last weeks, during the last months, during the last 2 years, we have made this. But the trend followers are giving you the performance of their last 50 years, 50, right? 50, the worst years at around maybe -1 or 2%, and the best years in 2, 3, and also sometimes 4-digit numbers every year in average, right? The trend following is making you rich because the big rich people and investors and traders, billionaires, are not trading in shorter time frame. They are trading in charts like this, in biggers, right? Exactly there. Okay, put your stop loss. I wish you good luck and of a very successful next week to me. So where I'm of course long in Bitcoin, and I stay and will be long until my stop or take profit target has been hit. Currently my stop is above my buying position, so if I get hit, I'm getting out with a good profit too and wait again. But there's no need and no hurry for that because the market will rise higher. Have a nice evening and good night.